Hi Sam, sorry that my last video was a bit too short and a too abrupt ending. So this is how we tune the drum. Both heads are tuned at equal tension, but it gives a bit of a basketball-y sound in this case. I don't know where it's gonna be at your drum like that. But if that happens, it's better to tune both heads apart. The basketball sound also has to do with how the internal frequencies reflect inside the shell. But you can still affect that a little bit by changing the tension. I told that you had a diplomat barrel head, so you won't have that much tuning freedom with that head. Because at the point where it's tensioned at, it will already be quite low, so you won't be able to tune it down. But let me demonstrate that. So here, you hear it slightly, the tuning changed a bit because of temperature and so on. And it didn't keep its tuning that well apparently. But let's check how it is. So now the fundamental tone is 63 Hertz and the lug pitches will probably still be quite right. So they changed a bit. I think the resonant head is a bit lower now than before. So apparently the overall tension is still quite the same. So I assume it is the resonant head that detuned a bit. But let's tune the top head down. I'm gonna do that equally, right? I'm going to tune it down with two keys. A little bit the same amount. That way the head stays cleared in lug pitch. Easy does it here. I just gave it a little bit of extra central pressure to, you heard a small crack, and that's to just see the head better. Now when we check the fundamental tone now, it's like, I like that tone more for this drum with those heads, but you want to tune to a C, so let's stay around that C, which is a good choice. It's not about your choice, I'm just going to do what's helpful for you. You make the tuning decisions. If you decide, okay, for my interval, for my drum, that's a nice sound, that's good for my style, then I will tune it to a C. So at least this video is representative for your needs. As you can see now, the lug pitch is around 100 Hertz here. I'm going to tune down a bit more to get even a more extreme effect, because this head can still take slightly less tension without becoming too loose. As you can see, I'm only reducing the tension of the batter head, and that way the lug pitch of the batter head also goes down, and together with the lug pitch going down, also the timbre, the color of the tone gets much darker, like the color of the attack, because the head is much looser, so it has got like a more mellow attack. At some point when it's too slack, you only get attack. But in general, the fundamental tone dropped a lot. And in response to that, we're going to tune up the resonant head, and that way we'll bring that fundamental tone back to that C. But because now we'll have a C with a much higher resonant head and a much lower batter head, you'll have a completely different feel, and also the decay dynamics of the drums will be completely different, and the color of the C would be different as well. It has another timbre. But as we are tuned now, this is a very nice sounding drum the way it is. Still, I'm gonna bring it to the C. This is a good tension for the batter head. It gives that short, bang, attack focused impact with still a lot of tone and a very gentle decaying sustain. So listen with awareness to the sound, right? As said, you'll have this interval. Boom, 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 boom. So that colors the timbre as well, that you'll hear that boom, boom. And now listen to the decay. Boom. That's slightly in it. Good. On a snare drum, you literally hear that lug pitch completely, like in the offering. On a tom, they're really blended in the timbre. Let's bring up the resonant head. Again with 2 keys. And now I'm making tuning decisions, right? Not in the context of an entire kit at this moment, but just, okay, what's a kind of floor tom sound that would be suitable for my needs and what feels right to me to play. By measuring the lug pitches and the fundamental tone, you quantify that tuning style, so you really know what it is, what it's composed of, and how you can tune to that particular tuning at any future moment. Or at any point in time, or how do you say that? I'm so sorry that I'm not a native English speaker. Getting there. I'm gonna give it another turn there. I'm doing small steps, small incremental steps. Oh. You do a small turn, but in the end there are 10 lugs, right? So it's a small amount times 10. So that's why you do gentle changes. So now I'm back to that 65 Hertz at C. I'm 1 Hertz lower. But let's clear the head. 92 now. 80 Hertz. So let's make a new tuning preset for that. Go back to the screen. Let's add another drum here. Oh no, I'm gonna show you a way how you can do it more efficiently. If you swipe right, you can duplicate any tuning preset. Now it created like a double copy of it, and you can edit that copy. You can change the note, whatever, but we're just going to do, I'm gonna tune this to 90. And that one, I don't know yet what it is, but it's probably around 145-ish. Update. Save. Good. So now I just created a copy. Let's custom name that. Let's custom name that, or customize the name. Slams. Voila. Here you have your funky name for your specific custom floor tom tuning for your C. I was gonna clear to 90. So as you can see, target lug pitch now is 90 because we customized it. So let's clear the head to that. I'm gonna press lug focus. And I'm gonna start fine tuning to 90. These are gonna be small tweaks. Another thing what I'm doing now to avoid the second trigger is I'm lifting the phone. As you can see, so I capture the sound, and about within a second later I just lift it, so I get the reading without having a second trigger. So this is cleared. That was a second trigger. Okay, so that's cleared. On this head, on this lug, excluding that lug. So let's try to fine tune that. I overshot it. It's very sensitive. those small changes on such a slack head sometimes make that the head is a bit slipping over the bearing edge, and depending on the quality of your drum and the quality of the bearing edge and the hardware, it can be tricky to tune to a 1 Hz perfection or half a Hertz perfection and stay there all over the head. All right, so that's tuned with the beefier, a much beefier better head sound now for the same C. We're gonna tune on the Reso a bit more and see where we're at. So my first guess was that for that better head lug pitch, the resonant head would become tuned around 140, 130, 50 Hertz. Let's check. So the fundamental tone, 62 Hertz. I flip it to edge mode, and now I will check the lug pitches. As you can see, they are indeed at 141, 140. Let's check. So let's tune to 145. Pretty much spot on. Oh, I'm not in Reso mode. Okay, so I flip to Reso. First I give center hit, then to edge. Now it loads the target lug pitch of 145, and I can start fine tuning. It was a bit too high. Listen how it sings. Pretty much there. It's very cleared already. It was almost perfectly cleared when I started fine tuning. So again, now I'm just trying to chase my tail to get the tension divided even all over the circumference of the bearing edge, but that's done. So now I think we are at a fundamental tone of 65-ish, but with completely different tension on the better head and the resonant head, and the basketball effect is also gone. There you go. So we tuned this drum differently, completely different feel, a completely different playing feel. Wow. Completely different sound as well. A lot of attack, like very aggressive impact. Shorter decay. And you will hear the pitches of both heads sinking and then creating that pitch bend. Boom, slightly upwards. First you have that dip and then the tail goes upwards. So yeah, another way to tune your 16-inch floor tom. Not sure if your Diplomat can get that low. I don't think so. But that's the principle. That's how you should research what sound fits well for your needs. You can also tune up the better head and then tune the better head up and tune the resonant head down. That gives a lot more attack. Try it out. All right. Now I'm going to do your snare.